If you've got forward head, neck, or upper back posture issues, then you might be surprised that where you should focus most of your efforts is not your neck. Coach E for Precision Movement here, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I talk about often here on this channel, which is posture. And the reason why I talk about it so often is A, because it's so important for being able to move freely and without pain, especially impacting your shoulders, your neck, and your upper back, and B, because it's something that a lot of us struggle with due to phones, computers, driving, and stress. The most common postural dysfunction we suffer from is known as forward head posture, and it looks like this. Now, because it looks like this, a lot of people think, oh, I've got to work on my neck. I've got to stretch my neck like this. I've got to stretch my neck like this. And I've got to do chin tuck exercises, standing and lying on your back. And that stuff is all certainly valid. However, take a look at this. On the left, you can see me in forward head posture and then trying to tuck my chin in and straighten out what's known as the cervical spine. On the right, you can see, again, forward head posture, but here, all I'm doing is trying to extend and straighten out the thoracic spine. And notice the difference at the end. Before I continue, real quick anatomy terminology lesson here. You can see the spine at the top. The neck is known as the cervical spine. In the middle is the thoracic spine. And at the bottom is the lumbar spine, which is basically your low back. Now you can see with your own eyes that when I corrected my forward head posture via my thoracic spine, it looked better than when I just focused on my cervical spine. And we've actually got some science that backs this up. The study is titled Upper Thoracic Spine Mobilization and Mobility Exercise versus Upper Cervical Spine Mobilization and Stabilization Exercise in individuals with forward head posture. Basically, the researchers compared two groups, working on your cervical spine and working on your thoracic spine. And they measured posture and a number of other measures afterwards. Now, what the researchers found was that the combination of upper thoracic spine mobilization and mobility exercise demonstrated better overall short-term outcomes in craniovertebral angle and cervical extension, the two measures most applicable to what we're talking about today. So with that being said, we can see that it's most important to work on your thoracic spine, your upper back, as opposed to your cervical spine, your neck. That being said, if you do both, you're going to get the best results. So what I've put together for you today is a super simple little routine that's just 2 exercises using a stability ball that will address both your cervical and your thoracic spine and improve both stability and mobility. So let's get to it. Like I mentioned, the exercise we're doing today, use the stability ball. So hopefully you have one handy. If not, get one because they're great. So the first exercise is the stability ball snow angel. For this, start off sitting on the stability ball and then you roll down till your head and your shoulders and your neck are supported by the ball. And from here, you push yourself back up a little bit so you're extended over the ball. You can see my upper back and my neck, my thoracic spine is in extension. Once I'm in this position, I'm just gonna do snow angels. Pretend that I'm making snow angels in the Canadian winter, which we just got snow in April here, which is wild. And I'm gonna do about 15. Now, when you're doing this, you want to breathe naturally and take big, deep breaths, actually. So not quite natural. Big, deep breaths, expand the lungs, open your chest up. And you can rock a little bit so you're looking more towards the wall. And just get different positions to open the chest up and get your spine, especially your thoracic spine, into extension. So that's the first exercise, the stability ball snow angel. The second exercise is where the magic happens. And this technique is great for activating a muscle known as the multifidus, specifically your thoracic multifidus. I've got some other exercises. You can see one up here that's very, very good and is very popular, but a lot of people have found that exercise to be difficult. And this one might make things a little bit easier for you to get this all-important muscle activated to help you support good posture all day long. So this technique involves you slumping over the ball. Now there's a couple key points here. One is my knees are up, kind of hugging the ball here. This puts my pelvis into posterior pelvic tilt, which is what I want. I want a posterior pelvic tilt and lumbar flexion here. The reason why I want that, I'll explain that later. I'll just take you through the exercise first. So hugging the ball with your legs, posterior pelvic tilt, lumbar flexion, and then your starting position is chest towards the ball, eyes looking up like that. From here, I'm going to bring my arms off the ground because I want the weight of my upper body to be lifted by my multifidus muscles. From here, I'm going to extend the thoracic spine, so I'm lifting my chest off the ball while looking down and towards the floor and towards the ball a little bit. And what I'm working are my upper back deep spinal muscles. Hold this for 10 seconds while breathing naturally and then down. And I'm going to start off, do 2 reps in this area. So again, looking up, slumped over the ball, everything is flexed. I'm rounded, except my eyes are looking up. So my cervical spine is an extension, and then I lift my chest up off the ball. As I look down, and I hold that for 10 seconds, focusing on the deep muscles right around my spine to lift me up. Breathing naturally, just extending through that thoracic spine. And then control it on the way down. So that's one area. The next area, I'm just going to roll a little bit that way over the ball and do the exact same thing. So maybe an inch I'm rolling. So I'm getting the next segment down the thoracic spine. Same starting position. I'm hugging the ball with my legs, looking up, chest down towards the ball, and then lift the chest off the ball as I look down and keep trying to lift my chest up higher and look down more. And what this is going to do is fire up those thoracic multifidus muscles, or the paraspinals, all the muscles around there. There's other ones in addition to the multifidus that contribute. Holding for 10 seconds, breathing naturally, and then I control it down. Try to control the descent back down to the ball with your multifidus muscles. Now, why am I so particular about these cues? Well, they're called precision movement for a reason. So now I'm going to explain it. The reason why we're hugging the ball and I'm starting in posterior pelvic tilt and lumbar flexion is so that the long erector spinae muscles, which often try to compensate for weak multifidus muscles, so they can shut off. When I'm flexed here, these muscles shut off, the lumbar muscles and those long erector spinae muscles. The reason why I'm starting with my eyes up, and then when I lift my chest off the ball, I'm looking down, that's a dissociation technique that's going to shut off the short cervical extensor muscles, which contribute to this forward head position. It's going to shut those muscles off because when I look down, I'm lengthening these muscles. So when I lengthen muscles, they tend to shut off. And simultaneously activating the thoracic spine extensor muscles right in that thoracic spine area, targeting those deep local muscles. So by keeping flexed here and then this dissociation movement here, we're laser targeting those multifidus muscles, which are notoriously difficult to work, especially in the thoracic spine, especially in people who have poor posture. To summarize the 2 exercises we just went through, we started off with stability ball snow angels, performed 15 repetitions here, and then we moved to the stability ball thoracic extensions, where you can do this exercise on 4 different areas of your thoracic spine, starting with 2 reps, working up to 4 reps, and holding for 10 seconds. Perform this routine daily, ideally, because posture is something we need to work on frequently. Do it daily for 4 weeks, increasing the repetitions each week. So working up to 4 repetitions in each area. And by week 2 or 3, you should be noticing a significant difference. There you have a couple of simple but powerful exercises to improve your posture and a greater understanding on what creates bad posture and how to fix it. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Make sure you're subscribed, and I've got a couple other resources for you related to posture here and here. But the most important thing you can do if you haven't done it already, is download the free ROM Coach app that I've created to help you move freely and without pain for the long term. Check it out, you won't regret it.